Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Sage here, bringing you peace and wisdom. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to stay in a high vibrational state and the 6 things that you can do to make sure that you are constantly in that receiving vibrational state. And the one thing that people don't talk about, so it's like my secret tip. So we'll say 7 rules, okay? So let's dive right on in. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like this video, hit that like button so that I can know what kind of content to keep bringing you in the future. Also, leave a comment below about your takeaways and what you manifested last week. So we were talking about me manifesting blue flowers. Didn't happen. I wasn't very intentional with that, but I tell you what I was intentional with: parking spaces. I deliver for work, so parking spaces are very, very important to me when getting to a restaurant, because I don't like when I have to park down the street or like way far in the parking lot, and then have to walk a bajillion miles in the heat to pick up the food and then walk back to my car. So I manifest parking spaces like crazy, and my husband did not believe me. He's like, how do you find parking spaces? Like, how often do you find parking spaces right next to the door? And he's like, well, not often. It's Hawaii, you know, so like you get lucky if either you come early or, you know, you get lucky. But I intentionally do this because this happens to me every time I work. So I know that I do this, and I will insert those clips later on in the video, so stay tuned. And this happens like I'll say like 95% of the time I will get a good parking space, and then sometimes if I'm a little bit too impatient, I end up missing that parking space. So I still count it like dang, because I'll drive right past the car that's getting ready to pull out, and I'm like, dang it, if I would have just stayed in my truth, because I know these parking spaces are always coming to me. Okay, so let's dive right on into number 1. The very first thing you need to do is set your intention for the day, right? So you can either do this before you go to bed at night or when you wake up in the morning. Personally, I like to do it both times. Before I go to bed at night, you know, I get in my gratitude state. I say what I'm thankful for, just run off a list of different things in my head. It could be something so small as, you know, thank you for that extra $5 tip I got. Thank you for, you know, getting home safely. Thank you for, you know, my husband washing the dishes today. Something like that, you know, everything that I'm just thankful for. My home, I just run off my gratitude list, you know, and then that puts me in that receiving state right before I go to bed. And then I wake up in a good mood and I do the exact same thing, my gratitude state, right? So you always want to make sure you set your intention, because when you have an intention, it also helps you react to situations differently, right? Because you intend to be in a receiving state and you intend to stay high vibe. So when something happens, like if you spill coffee on your shirt, you're not gonna be like, oh, darn it, this always happens to me. I spill coffee on my shirt, blah, blah, blah. You're gonna be like, I didn't really want to wear this shirt probably today anyways, you know, like let me go change my shirt. Okay, so number 2, meditation is like a really big thing, and it's not for everybody. Some people can't sit still for very long to meditate, you know, but when, you know, there is moving meditation, you don't have to sit still to meditate. So I feel like maybe it's just an excuse because they don't want to be in their own head sometimes, you know, like they have to, when it's quiet, when you meditate sometimes. But while you're washing the dishes, just go ahead and think. It's just, what my version of meditation is like intentional thinking, you know, so you can intentionally think about anything, and that's what you are meditating about, you know. I think that's like the best way to put it. So if you are intentionally thinking about a new car, you know, and your thoughts are intentional, you have that car, you see yourself driving that car, that's meditation. You know what I mean? That it's intentional thinking. So that's what you want to do for number 2. You want to make sure you set your intentions and you meditate. Okay, that's 1 and 2, right? So meditate on those intentions, okay? Number 3, the next thing you want to do is be kind first, right? So you make the first move and you be kind. You let someone over in traffic on your way to work, even though you may be running 5 minutes behind. You know, hold that door open for some stranger, okay? You know, do those things. Like my husband will often do, wash the dishes, you know, something unexpected, clean the whole house without being asked if you are living with a roommate or even with your spouse. It's okay to do those things and make that nice gesture first. That will allow kind things, and people want to do nice things for you when you do nice things for others. And do it just because, you know, when you get that impulse. And I feel like people often get that impulse to do something nice and they don't do it. I don't know why. You know, they're just not used to it. You got to get used to doing it. So when you get that impulse to do something nice for a stranger, just do it. Now, I'm not saying go, you know, pay their rent or something incredible, unless you get that impulse to do it because you got it like that. It could be something small, you know, like opening a door, helping someone pick something up that dropped something, you know. Just do for others so that you can be in that receiving state, okay? Number 4, you want to remove yourself from a negative situation. So if you are in a low vibe situation, you want to try to remove yourself. Now, often I know this is hard to do because your vibration, you know, the low vibe place might be your house, might be work, might be a friend that you want to remove yourself mentally. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the video about how I manifested my husband. I had to remove myself mentally from the situation that I was in, even though I was physically still there. So that's the same thing that you want to do. You can kind of think of it like daydreaming. So if you are at home and someone's just nagging all the time, the best thing to do, first of all, is just agree. You know, just agree with them. Say, okay, you know, like whatever. That way they can just be quiet. The less energy you give them, the less energy they'll give you, right? So don't feed into that crap that they're talking about. It's best to just say, okay, you know, I'm going to go wash the dishes. I'm going to go clean the kitchen, and use this as your meditation time. It doesn't matter. The time's going to pass anyway. So go clean the kitchen, do something to get out of that negative space. Go take a shower, you know, pretend you're taking a nap. Those, you know, things to where you can kind of get alone. Go take a walk. If you were at work, find a station to where you can work by yourself. Like if you are in retail, go organize something. Or if you're at the cash register, clean it down. Help other people. Remove yourself away from those people who are giving you low vibes. Now, when I worked restaurant I recently stopped working at, there was someone that I didn't really care for there, and we worked together all the time. But did that stop me? No. You know why? Because I did my job and I made sure that I stayed in my high vibe state by, you know, listening to the music that was playing, sing along with the music that was playing. I would make sure that I would work extra hard just to not have to deal with this person, you know what I mean? And it worked out. It definitely worked out until I found a better job. And yeah, so make sure you can do it. You just have to find little ways, okay? If you are saying, oh, there's no way possible, you are intentionally staying in a low vibe state, and we don't do that here on this channel, okay? We don't do that. We're all about changing our states, changing our lives. Why? Because that's what we come here for, right? We don't come here to soak in our sorrows in the past and the crap that happened. We come to let that shit go, right? Okay. Number 5, you want to listen to something positive. So if you feel like you woke up on the wrong side of bed, your way to work. If you live in LA, I know you got like an hour of traffic, right? If you live in Honolulu, you probably got like an hour of traffic, depending on where you're coming from and where you're going. So you can use that time to listen to something positive. YouTube, hello, free. And just, that's what I did for 3 years, you guys. I was just on the self-development thing, and I still am. It's a lifestyle. It will never change. But I started almost 4 years ago, doing this every single day. Before, it was like a couple days here, and then a month later I'll do it again, and different things like that. But now it's like every day, because I am intentional with my time. I'm intentional with my day. Well, you want to make sure you're listening to something positive, right? Positive things. Don't listen to like, oh, you broke up with me on Saturday music, like, okay, what's that song that you turn on the radio and no matter what mood you are in, if you are in a sad mood, that song comes up, you're like, hey, I gotta get my thing going. That song, turn that song on right before you go into work. But before that, you want to listen to something positive. If you're like really red and you feel yourself low vibe, but you need to get something motivational, David Goggins is really good for that type of thing. So just do that so you can listen to somebody teach you a little bit about grit, I guess, because everybody's teaching some form of grit or another. And then right before you go into work, right before you go into that meeting, you want to turn on your hypey song, right? Because now your mood is good because you've got something to fill your brain, and now you're filling your heart, you're feeling your vibe, like you want to turn something good on. If you can't listen to something positive, sing your favorite song in your head, dance. Nobody's gonna care when you're nice to them. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna care that you're singing a song to yourself when you open the door for them and you give them a smile. Nobody's gonna care. They might sing along with you if they know the song, right? If you're singing out loud. Happens to me all the time. So you want to listen to something positive and take a bathroom break if you can. Like if you're in a bad state, just say, you know what, I really need to, I ate something bad last night. I need to use the bathroom, and throw your headphones on and just listen to that song, listen to something that's going to put you in a high vibe state, not a low vibe state. Because like I said, we don't do that. We don't listen to stuff that's going to keep us down. We purposely listen to things that lift us up, right? That's how you cut out the bad shit, right? Okay. So now let's go back over the steps that we went over so far. Okay, so number 1, you're gonna set your intention for the day. Number 2, you're gonna meditate. Remember your goals, you're gonna focus, right? Number 3, you're going to be kind first. You're gonna make that first move. You're gonna open that door first. You're gonna let someone in through traffic. Number 4, you're gonna remove yourself from the situation. Okay, remove yourself the best way you can. If you can move yourself physically, that's perfect. But if not, you have to remove yourself mentally. Number 5, you're going to listen to something positive. Okay, there's a slew of things on YouTube to listen to. Just type in positive. No, I would type in, like I said, David Goggins. Like for my personality, if I'm like, I just need someone to be real, and not, if you don't like cuss words, please don't Google him because that will probably bring your vibe down, because then you're just gonna be like, oh, all he does is cuss, and you're not gonna be able to listen to what he's actually saying, because I don't like a lot of curse words, even though I curse, but he like, goodness gracious, like so it may be hard for you to hear what he's saying, but people like Les Brown is another good one. Just Google a whole slew of people. I will put some names, some hashtag names in the description box below, okay, of people that I listen to. So that was our 5. So let's move on to number 6. Pick your battles. You definitely want to pick your battles, right? If someone cuts you off in traffic, is that really worth getting so angry over? Especially if you're not in danger of getting hurt, like it's not like dangerous that they cut you off, but maybe they didn't use their blinker and you're getting ready to speed up, and then you're just like, hey, really? Are you serious? Or maybe if it's just like, I don't know, something small. Your coworker brought someone else, lunch and didn't bring you lunch, and you're like, really? It's the three of us here, so now I'm the oddball out. Are you taking every single thing personal? Is the best way to put it, or not? You have to really choose your battles. Is this worth getting upset over, or can I just let this go? And more times than not, you're gonna find that you can let things go, and nothing is worth getting, very few things are worth getting upset over. Even less require action. So you don't have to fight over a parking space, right? You can manifest a parking space. You can manifest that. So if you are waiting for someone to pull out so that you can pull in, and someone swoops in and pulls that parking space, yeah, you're gonna be pretty pissed. But you know what? You're gonna be like, that parking space was not for me because a better one is coming. Thank you for the opportunity to manifest a better parking space. I'm gonna come around again and find that parking space that is better for me. And then you can just manifest a car. You can think about a car pulling out as you are pulling up, and pull in. That's what I do all the time. I literally picture, a car, like a gray car is pulling out of that parking space, and I can picture my red Nissan pulling into that parking space. And I do that all the time. And I'm gonna show you guys, like, in 5 seconds what I mean by that, okay? Here we go. Okay, so you saw how all those manifestations, those are in replace of my blue flowers. But that is me, manifesting that, because I pick my battles. I don't get upset over parking spaces because I create my own parking spaces, right? So are you upset that your husband didn't wash the dishes yet again? Or can you be like, you know what? It's really not that big to fight over. I'm gonna wash it, and then later on I can say, hey, when I'm in a better and high vibe state. Because when you bring something that upsets you to someone in a high vibe state, they're more receptive to understanding it and actually doing it like for you the next time, right? So choose your battles, pick your battles. Don't be upset over some post someone that you don't know said over Facebook, right? That's just what it is, like, oh well, are you gonna be upset over that? Choose your battles, okay? And now our bonus clip. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong camera. Okay. So now our bonus tip, okay? And most people don't realize that this can affect your vibe. This can affect your mood. And this is probably like the #1 cause that people are in a low vibrational state and they don't realize it. Their diet and exercise habits. Like, it is a must. It is so important that you eat healthy and that you exercise at least 3 to 4 times a week, right? I'm not saying that you have to put the pedal to the metal and be like so dead after these exercises, but you do want to get your heart rate up 3 to 4 times a week, because that is just keen to your health, right? It's just essential for your health to do these things. And you want to make sure you're eating good, because that gives your body that fuel that it needs. It gives your body that I don't know how to explain it, but the best way to put it is, if you go eat a chocolate molten lava cake from Chili's, I think it's Chili's. So like, if you go eat one of those before you go run a marathon, I don't think you're gonna have you're not gonna feel very well during that marathon, versus if you ate like a bunch of healthy food. Versus if you did that and you went to run that marathon, you're gonna have a lot more energy, because it's a lot more fuel, good fuel for your body, right? So you want to do that all the time, because it's also good fuel for your mind and your thoughts. It'll help you feel better inside and out. It'll help you look better inside and out. So you also want to make sure you're doing that 7th tip. It's like one of the most important, I feel like, to take care of yourself, take care of your health. Yes. So, okay, those are my 7 rules. Let me know what you think below. Which one did you like best? Which one are you going to be working on a lot more this week? And what are you manifesting this week? You can be intentional about it, right? Like I said, my thing is parking spaces. I don't know what else I want because I'm kind of content, but I will find something. I guess money, we can always use more money, right? So we'll see. But I'm going to be doing a vision board and bringing that to you, how I did that, and how you can make your own. Stay tuned and watch me, you guys. We're gonna be having fun here. I'm always open up to suggestions, questions, comments, everything in the comment below. Okay, and I also want to give a shout out to my comment warrior, Roxanne. She was the first comment on my video last week. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. I love you all so much. Later.